What's up guys, welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review. So today I want to take a quick look at the GI Joe Destro from their new retro line. So this is a line where they basically went back and issued a lot of the names that we've come to love, but with updated articulation and an updated look to the sculpt, while still kind of holding on to that same retro feel with the card back, the packaging. The art there on the card you can see is really that of the original release of this from back in the 80s. So really cool thing they're doing. I'm liking them. I've reviewed about 3 of them now. The first wave, which would have been Storm Shadow, Baroness, and Snake Eyes. So now we're starting in on our second wave with Destro. So looking right at his packaging here, you've got real nice card back art, which is kind of what we've all come to love from this line. A lot of people probably are collecting these to actually keep them on the cards because they do display so well with that really nostalgic feel of the 80s. Flipping on around to the back, we kind of have that same type of feel. The bio on the back of your character, which in this case is Destro, as well as images of the other characters that are from this line. Let's go ahead and get Destro out of his packaging, see what we got. Alright guys, so we got Destro out of his packaging and here on our table. So let's go ahead and jump right into accessories first. So the first thing we have here is you kind of have a build-a-gun situation. He comes with 3 accessories that are actually really only one accessory. So you've got a scope here. You've got here like the butt stock of a gun. And then the last piece is the actual barrel of the gun. Kind of an interesting situation there. You pretty much just build this gun as you would assume. You take the stock there of the gun and push it in, and then you take your scope here. It's got a little peg here, and there's a peg hole in the top of the rifle. You just peg that in like so, and then you have your fully assembled gun. Now he also comes with a briefcase or a gun case. I'm not sure if you know, you can drop that down in the comments. Okay, it is a gun case, so we're learning as we go here. You open it up and there is a place to store the gun there. It actually has the bipod there inside of the case. It came inside the case, so that's fine. So that bipod, you can see there is a little spot right here on the end of the gun, and you can slide that down over the gun and our handle come off. So we'll put that back on, and now you have a gun with a bipod. So pretty cool how they did that. I actually like that. Very nice. Got some detail inside there, like you've got your padding in there like you would typically see in a rifle case. And then that just shuts up and locks up, and he can carry that around. So that's nice. I actually like the way that was done. And then your rifle can sit there on the bipod. So pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at Destro. So the first thing I'll do here, and I'll throw up a comparison photo of the original Destro 3.75 inch figure. One thing we can see right off the bat is they decided to go with more of a matte finish here for his head. And I'm not entirely sure that I like that. Does it have kind of a more cartoon accurate look? Probably so, because obviously in the cartoon you're not going to be able to see or show a chrome. But I really like the chrome look. You know that is what the cartoon is actually going for. Even though it comes across screen as more of a matte or flat chrome color. But either way, this face sculpt here looks amazing. I mean, they just did a phenomenal job sculpting that out. You get down, you've got his necklace, the jacket here, everything just looks really phenomenal. His suit kind of has a glossy finish to it. Really, really nice. He's got a strap here that kind of runs up over his shoulder. And that strap, you can see there, it connects right here. It does break sculpt if you articulate, the upper portion of his body at all. So that's unfortunate, but I mean, we see that with Marvel Legends. We see that with pretty much any action figure. Now, one thing to point out too here, for some reason, I'm not sure why, but you have a very glossy finish to his entire body, legs, and torso. But on the arms, you kind of have more of a flat. It's almost like they forgot to do the gloss on the arms. It's very interesting to me why they decided to go with a flat paint, just on the arms, and then a gloss over the rest of the body. It's not super noticeable. It's a lot more noticeable here in these bright lights on the review table, but just something I wanted to point out. Got some grenades here on his forearm. Got some rockets here on this side. If we're moving on down here, we do have a little pouch here. I'm not sure really what that pouch would hold. It's obviously not a gun pouch, but it would make it hold a knife. It could hold some magazines for a gun, something like that. Moving on down, you get down to his nice gray boots here, painted well. Just a flat gray. And his feet are a good size, so you probably could stand this guy without his Destro base. So that's I like that. That's one of the things about these 3.75 inch figures that is always a concern is, can they stand on their own? For me personally, I like the base idea. I like the fact that they have their name here on the base. I think that's really good, and I appreciate that. Now, as far as the gun here, the gun will pop right down into this hand. Granted, you're going to lose the butt. All right, so we got it down in his hand. The butt flew across the room, or the stock of the gun flew across the room. But there we go, we get it back in place. So he holds that well enough. And then in this hand, you can drop in the case and he can hold those just fine. So I think that'll look really good on your shelf, posed in that fashion. Really nice. Let's go ahead, we'll take a look at articulation. Even though the articulation is for the most part going to be the same as it was with the rest of this line. If you've seen those, we'll just run through it really fast. The head, we're not getting really any up or down on the head. We can get side to side, really to the point that his chin hits his jacket. Arms, full 360. No swivel in the bicep. We get a 90-degree elbow. And then here on these wrists, we get the full we get the swivel. Well, we get a swivel at the elbow, we get a swivel at the wrist. And then these wrists do have a hinge joint in them there. So that's just really, really tight, but you can see the hinge joint is there. I'm not going to stress that right now until I can heat it up just a little bit. All right, we do have some ab crunch here. You can see that ab is crunching right there below the chest. It'll swivel plenty. Nothing in the waist. No swivel in the thigh. I'm only getting those out to about right there. So not a lot of hip motion or hip movement. We can get it up to there and get it back to about right there. Nice double jointed knees. And we actually get ankle articulation. So that's really nice. And then forward and back. Plenty of ankle articulation. So really nicely articulated. Let's see if we can get this guy to stand here on his own, and you can see he stands just fine. So that's fantastic. I don't believe, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, I don't believe we've seen the ankle articulation to left and right. Now forward and back, yes, we've seen, but left and right, I don't believe we've seen that yet on any of the figures we've reviewed. So kind of makes me wonder if this wave 2 is potentially going to have a little more articulation. So we'll see. We've got Roadblock. We'll look at him as well when we do his review, see what we got. Let's go ahead and we will bring out some of his GI Joe counterparts and take a look. Alright guys, so here we go with a little bit of size comparison, and I'm seeing something here that I'm really pleased with, and that is the fact that Destro stands larger and taller than both Snake Eyes and Baroness. So I've never collected a 3.75 inch GI Joe line. This is my first one to truly collect kind of in full, and I didn't really know how they did scale, as far as did people really show a different scale than someone else. So this really gives me a lot of hope for the scale of this line, how they're going to do things. So we can see here that you know, that Baroness is obviously smaller than her male counterparts, which is a really good look. So let's go ahead and we'll put the tape measure on each one of these guys. Looking here at our Destro figure, we can see he actually stands just a hair above 4 inches. So you know, they call this a 3.75 inch line, and I think that's accurate. When we're looking here at Snake Eyes, he stands right about 4. And then Baroness stands just a hair under 4. She's right around that 3.75 inch, maybe just a hair above. So you got to remember always when they call a line a certain scale, that's just what, you know, the figures are going to be scaled to. So your average size person would be, you know, a 6 foot male, maybe 3.75 inch, and then they would range differently based on their height. So obviously Destro, we would know he's probably over a 6 foot figure, or over a 6 foot human in the scheme of things. So yeah, I really like how they've done this. I think it looks fantastic. We got Roadblock coming up next. Hope you guys enjoyed this review video. If you did, hit that like button. That helps get this video out there for other people to see. Put a comment down below. What do you think of this line? Are you happy with it so far? Have you been able to find everything in store? We found some of ours on toy hunts. If you're interested in toy hunts, check out some of those videos on my channel. We do toy hunts often here on the channel. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Love to have you as part of the Man Cave Collectibles team. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.